today I wanted to talk about a couple of energies I was around yesterday because it really kind of made me think a lot in the evening time. And some things were said, and I really like, I don't know. So I really wanted to talk it out. And of course, the best way for me to really kind of have like an aha moment is if I talk them out. And I'm sure you've probably been around like somebody like that or different individuals. So I work in a environment where it is a really good coaching environment. So we have there's been a couple of times where we've had people come in and like, not shadow me, but shadow the person that I work with. And well, the person that came in that's been there the past few days, I love that person. Like they're great. They're so great. But holy shit, that energy is such a fire energy and it's very aggressive. And I'm just like, wow, okay. And I don't know it. I think people with such fiery energy and such like go 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 at like not the go 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 aspect but the like I will fucking trample you if you do not get out of my way kind of thing. And also it's like I'm going to do whatever it takes and I don't care of the people that I step on or the people that are in my way, like those kinds of things. And I understand that mentality. I've grew up with that mentality and I've been around people with that mentality. And with that being said, I think that it's more like a trigger, like a trauma trigger, honestly, because I am attracted to that fiery energy. I'm like, whoa, that's like awesome. Like I want to be that way. And tried to be that way at one point, like when I was, younger and stuff. And it just really did not go well for me. And it did not go well for me because that just wasn't it's not who I am. I'm more of like a compassionate and understanding and wanting to help, even though it may not seem like it. Like sometimes I'm like, fuck people. Like I don't want to talk to nobody. Like just leave me alone. But I think I feel that way too because I am such a caring person that I get really kind of, I get pretty beat and I get used a lot, especially by men. But anyways, that's for another time. So I was just like, holy shit, like I'm gonna need you to relax because you're giving me anxiety. Like that shit gave me anxiety and I don't even understand why. And because of course that's that person's feelings, that's their life, but god damn, that energy was so strong I could feel it. And I don't I, I tried to like give some kind of feedback. I was like, well, in our industry, you have to care and you have to show compassion and all of those things. And for that particular person to say, oh, everybody that just comes in, that's just a dollar sign to me, bitch. Cool. And in my industry, in any industry, there's always those people that see that way. And I've said before in my other videos, I am not meant to be a salesperson. Like, I am not, I don't know how the fuck I ended up here, but every job I ever had, I always end up in a sales position. And because everything is sales, whether you want it to or not. Like, when I worked in veterinary, that shit was sales. I mean, the vaccines and all of those were core vaccines, yes. But when it came to like the packages, wellness packages and all of those things, that's all a sale. And of course, you were the golden person if you did the most. And I didn't work a lot of retail. But anyways, I just really was like, oh shit, like that's the route you're gonna go. Cool, like all right. And so I've been going through a lot of struggles at my job too when it comes to my performance, because like I said in my previous videos, like I'm not a salesperson. Like I don't. I just want to care for the person, help the person the best of my ability, and if that ends up being like a sale, cool, whatever. However, of course, with my job, that's in any job, that's not the best way to have or to be. Well, I try to give this person like some like pointers, like, you know what, hey, well, maybe don't have to be so aggressive, you know, maybe just kind of tone it, like, not tone it back. I never want to tell anybody to tone it back. I was like, how about if you approach it this way, and then so that way you get better results, because the more you push, the more kind of resistance you're going to get. And maybe just take a step back and kind of reevaluate the way that you approach certain situations. And she's like, no, 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 like I'm just going to, I've been working my ass off and they're gonna give me what I want and this is what's gonna be. I'm like, shit, I fucking hope so. I really do. For somebody to have such confidence, I totally respect and I get it. I do. And I was just like, okay, like, you know, good, you know, get what you deserve because you deserve it. You know, whatever you feel you deserve, you go and you fucking get it. And I think that what happens is whenever we go, get what we deserve, and it's going to give us our validation of who we are and how hard we've worked. And just sometimes, like I said, there's always that resistance whenever there's that push. And there's a resistance because of the attitude and the way that you are coming off to and in this case especially a leadership, a vice president or whatever that may be. It's, you know, having to be and really knowing what to say. And it's like I know what to say and I know how these people work and I know that they see me as a number, so I need to perform to that number. I am so glad they have this person in our job, because fuck, I can't be that person. For me, it's like I don't want to be nobody's number. I am not a fucking number. I am a fucking person. I am a human being. And if that's all you see me for, then whatever. But I am not gonna conform to the way you want me to do things and to the way you want that number to be. I'm telling you. Not supposed to work for anybody else. I can see that. I shouldn't work for anybody else. And I don't even think I should be working generally, because I just cannot do it. Like, I follow the rules for them, the ability that I need to. But to really follow those rules, like I'll pretend. And I'm not like a trouble seeker. Like, if it's something that doesn't feel right with my morality and my vision and me as a human being, I don't do it. For instance, this is a great example. So I try to follow the rules and do the things that they told me to do. And I was like, okay, fuck it. Maybe their way is going to work. And so I tried, and it actually bit me in the ass. I was sampling a product for the way that I was told to. And well, whenever it came time to finish the product, and of course saying all the things that this is just an example, this isn't exactly, you know, what your individual thing is going to look like. So this is just a sample. And so it was like, well, then why are you going to show me something if that's not what I'm going to get? And in our industry, it's like, show the number one, show the top, show the all the bells and the whistles, and worry about all those things after. So I was like, okay, fuck it, let's do it. You know, my way it works, but maybe your way will work better. And it didn't. It bit me in the ass. And that person walked, because it was like, why are you going to show me this? If I can't have it and I can't afford it, then, and you know I can't afford it, then why are you showing it to me? And you know, I know the aspect is trying to change that person's mentality for them to figure out, okay, this is what you can do versus what you are affordable, what is affordable to you, and you can know the difference. And then that way, that would, in hopes, have them kind of grade to that, because then they can now know the difference of what those things are. And I get that. But I felt the same. I was like, you know what, dude? I understand. You know what? This is all that we have right now. This is all that I can sample you. And this is why we did this. And so, I mean, I can get you the other product in that same, style, and we can go from there. And I was like, no, you know what? I think I'm just gonna, it's like, okay. Well, I can always order those for you. We'll get them here in a day, and just let me know when I can help. And so either way, this individual didn't really need the service that I was providing. It was more just a kind of a passive, you don't really need this product, but if it's something that you wanted to do in the future, if you needed it, then at least you had the experience and you're familiar with this product. And so that was really a passing. It wasn't really like I was going to sell this person. This person didn't need it. Didn't fit the criteria. And so, but I'm glad it was that. And I just was in my head about it for a couple of days. I was like, I should have never done that. I should have just went with my instincts and know what is right for the patient and the customer, wherever I'm working at. And so, yeah. And credit. So, like, of course, I work at like a retail company, and they always like, get credits, get credits, get credits. I'm like, okay. I mean, I'll ask a few people, but not really. And so, because for one, credit is bullshit. Credit cards are bullshit. And I don't want to sit here and talk to a young person who doesn't know shit about credit, and to ask them for a credit card, to apply for a credit card. Because for one, I don't want to be the person that brings them down that streak. Because if they're young, a lot of young people these days are very responsible. However, there are still some that really aren't. And I really don't want to put that person in that spiral, or the person who is saying, I'm building my credit and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, cool. You know what? I get it. You don't want to get your credit dinged. If you're buying a house, buying a car, you got to make sure those shit's together. And, then other people were like, well, this credit card is going to help build up your credit, as long as you pay the payments on time, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, but, whenever you apply for a credit, that is like a negative impact, and it lasts on your credit for like a year. I know that shit. My credit was fucked. It still is. Anyways, so I don't want to be that person, and because I want people to do better. I want people to be better, and I don't want people to go through the same mistakes I went through. So I don't do it. But if it's somebody who, they ask me or they have questions about it, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is what it is, and this is the interest rate, and this is how you can do it, and this is how I would utilize it in order for you to get the best benefits, and things like that. So, or if the young person does ask me, I do tell them, I'm like, you know what, like, this is how it works, this is the way you need to pay it, and this is what you should do if you want to do this credit card. Just be a little bit responsible. Like, I will be like that. Like, I'm that person. Like, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is your interest rate, this is the number you need to call, and if you have any questions about anything, if you need to change your payment date, all of those things. I was like, yeah, they're really good, they'll work with you. Like, I am that educational person, because I don't want somebody to fucking fuck up their shit the way I fucked mine up over and over again, and having to learn the hard way at fucking 35 years old, and not having credit that I need to fucking buy a house, and I have to live in a fucking apartment. So, yeah. I just kind of ranted on this, didn't I? anyways, I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna load this one up and kind of, I need to get ready for work anyways. So thanks for listening to this random bullshit as always. Bye.